Hi everyone, welcome back to Ecommerce Success by At360. Today I'm going to explain a technique that we use to make ads that are more relevant on targeted websites that share a topic of interest with your business and your buyers. I'm going to explain how you can get ads that are very affordable and yet deliver amazing results thanks to contextual advertising. This is a follow-up on yesterday's video where I showed an example of that but without explaining the mechanism behind this. In yesterday's video, we showed how you can advertise beyond social media like Facebook and Instagram and other social media platforms. You can actually advertise on the World Wide Web in many different formats of banners and videos and native ads. And I showed you an example of a sports equipment business that wants to target sports-related websites. But I didn't explain the mechanism behind this. So today I'm going to explain how this works, why we're doing this, how we're doing it, and how this can help you get better results from your ads. Before I do that, please subscribe to the channel, activate the notification. I noticed we've had a surge of new members recently on the channel, so welcome to all of you. You need to activate the notification to get the new video I'm making every day. I'm covering new topics, news, shop reviews, sharing insights, tips, advice for business owners, or covering new techniques to help you increase your sales, increase your revenue, get more customers, and be happier. So hopefully you learned a few things and supercharge your business with us. If that's the case, please consider liking the video, commenting below. Sharing your opinion is really important to us. It makes our day when we get a comment and it helps grow the channel. So thanks in advance for doing that. This video is brought to you by At360. At360 is the easiest way to start advertising all over the web in one click. From the Shopify App Store, you can download the app. There's a 14-day free trial, and in one click we can generate banners, create campaigns, find websites that are relevant and run ads into them to bring you visitors and potential buyers to your store. And amongst the other techniques that we implement, including retargeting, which I've talked before in other videos, we also use contextual advertising, which I'm going to explain today. Okay, let's jump into the content. So today I'm going to use an article that we published today in our blog as a reference. I will put the link in the description because I'm not going to read the full article today. And the other benefit is you'll be able to see there's a ton of different content. We publish every workday an article on this blog, and you have a ton of different tips on a variety of subjects going from advertising, marketing, strategy, SEO, design, e-commerce platforms, websites, news review. So I really encourage you to go and look at the blog. It's 100% free and there's a ton of value there. So today let's talk about context ads. So yesterday I showed an example without explaining in details how this works, but I talked about this sports related brand that wants to advertise on websites that talk about sports. So news articles about the latest match scores, live score websites, streaming sites that stream the sports matches and stuff like that. And so today you see in this little image, I use another example, a car website, or a car product which gets advertised on a car related website. So basically that's what contextual advertising is. Context advertising means that you're focusing more on where you're advertising and less on who you're advertising to. Now bear in mind you can actually combine the two mechanisms. So it's entirely possible to both target a certain demographic, a certain audience group, people that have been to your website before also, and target them as well on a friendly environment, on a relevant environment. But contextual advertising in general means we're more focused on where we run the ads. And the idea behind that is if you're selling, for example, car equipment, like for example, something to, plug your phone or put your phone, in front of you on the car, you want to advertise for that product on car-related websites. You're going to get a lot more interest, a lot more clicks, and potentially a lot more sales if you advertise for that car gadget, car equipment product on car-related websites. Car comparisons websites, car blogs, people reviewing car, people talking about car, talking about equipment. If you advertise on those websites, you can imagine how it's going to be much more interesting to the audience, because the audience is already going to be filtered. People reading those websites are people that are interested in cars. So they're going to be more interested in your product as well. So the other benefit of contextual ads is you don't really need a lot of data on your customers. And that might be great if you're just getting started and you don't have a ton of, analytics backlog, a ton of history. You don't really have, user segments. You don't really know yet who's your customer, what age they are, what's their, typical avatar. If you don't really have that info, at least you know what you're selling. So sometimes contextual ads are easier to run, and it's actually something that can yield benefits much quicker and much more easily than, for example, the retargeting ads or behavioral targeting ads. So how does it work? So we actually crawl the web, much like Google crawls the web to index sites and understand what they're talking about. So we look at the website content, the title, the descriptions, the article content, or the video and images, and we find sites or specific pages in these sites that talk about a certain topic. For example, cars, for example, sports, for example, fashion, and stuff like that. And we can filter websites based on that content to only target websites and only run ads into the websites that talk about the topic of interest to the seller, to the merchant. So the other benefit of these contextual ads is that they've been proven to have a great effect. People notice them more, people respond to them more, people click on the ads more frequently, and so for a similar price you can get a ton more results. You can get a better click-through rate and conversion rate. So for like the same amount of money that you would spend, you get a ton more results. Lastly, it's super important to get ready to do these ads, because as privacy laws and privacy frameworks get implemented, which is a good thing for users' data privacy, it's more and more difficult to gather relevant data for websites and advertising sellers. And these contextual ads are far less invasive in terms of private data, because you're not following around the web a certain individual based on their purchasing history or stuff like that, which is no longer possible to do with GDPR, for example, in Europe, or with the more restrictive, for example, Californian Data Privacy Act. You can still retarget your own visitors, but it's becoming increasingly difficult to buy data and get actually proper data with consent to target people that you don't know yet. So if you're trying to acquire new customers that fit a certain pattern, a certain behavior, or that fall into a certain category, it's becoming more and more difficult and sometimes forbidden to do. The thing with contextual ads is it only needs to focus on what the website content looks like and what it's talking about, and this is public information. It's accessible without infringing on anyone's privacy. So that's why it's so powerful, and it's bound to increase. It's already a quite large form of ads with $140 billion in 2020, but it's growing every year. It's going to get more and more important as more brands understand the value in these types of ads and get starting using them. And at the moment, there are fewer people using this type of ads than there are people trying to target the same audience over and over on Facebook or TikTok or whatever other social media you're using. And that's why the competition is getting increasingly higher on social media, and the targeting capabilities of the same social media platform is getting lower and lower because of the data protection and data privacy laws. And this means that you're paying more and more to get less and less returns. That's why the results of ads are tanking for many businesses that are complaining, as we saw in yesterday's video. You don't have that problem with website ads and contextual ads. The thing is, very few businesses, especially e-commerce businesses, use these tactics, because before that they didn't have a proper and easy way to access these websites and find the relevant websites to advertise on. And now this is over. There is a solution. You can use the Ad360 app for Shopify, and even if you're not on Shopify, you can still work with us. But the beauty of the Ad360 app for Shopify is that whole thing that we talked about the contextual targeting and retargeting and other different ad techniques are all done automatically. You don't need to worry about that. You don't need to spend hours, fine-tuning the targeting and the settings of your ads. You just download the app, enter your daily budget, your desired location you want to advertise into, and you click one button. And that one button, Create Quick Ads, will do all the work for you, from automatically generating the banners, putting dynamically the product info like image, title, price in the banners, creating the campaigns, finding the relevant websites to advertise on, and get you results. All of that is done automatically with just the tap of one button. So if you want to learn more, I encourage you to try for yourself the app. There's a 14-day free trial at the moment, and you can also book a demo. There's a link in the description, and I encourage you to read this article in full. I will put the link in the description. And if you want to continue the discussion, ask more questions, if you're curious about how it works, I'd be happy to respond to any question. Feel free to ask questions in the comments below. Or if you want to continue the discussion with our community, we have this group, Ecommerce Success, on Reddit. I don't know that if many of you know that yet, so let me share that again. I will put the link in the description below. We have 58 members. It's quite a new community. We started recently, and this is a community where we share a ton of content. Every content that we produce, we share it here. And we encourage other businesses and business owners to share their content, feedback, tips, ask for feedback on their store, on their marketing strategy, their advertising strategy, and we can have value-generating discussions for everybody here. So I look forward to seeing you in the community. I look forward to seeing your comments below the video. I wish you a ton of success, and you should definitely try contextual ads. See you soon. Bye.